You don't create a better life by waiting for the right moment, by hoping that something will magically fall into place, or by relying on fleeting bursts of motivation. You create it through conscious choices, by selecting better habits, and by taking deliberate actions, one day at a time, one decision at a time. And that process, that intentional shift, starts right now. Most people drift through their days on autopilot, barely noticing how their routines shape their reality. They wake up feeling tired, their bodies heavy, and minds cluttered. And the first thing they do is reach for their phones before they even take a proper breath. They bounce from distraction to distraction, endlessly puzzled as to why their thoughts feel scattered, foggy, and unaligned. They feel stuck, not because they lack potential, talent, or opportunity, but because their habits repeatedly pull them back into the same cycles, the same thoughts, the same emotions, the same identity patterns they've reinforced over time. If your mindset feels weighted, sluggish, or hard to shift, it's not because something is inherently wrong with you. It's because your daily actions, repeated over and over, have wired your brain to remain exactly where it is. Every habit you repeat is a signal. Every routine you follow is a message. Every decision you make is a vote for the person you are becoming. This is precisely why it matters. This is why the next several minutes, the next choices you make, can actually redirect the course of your life. Not through luck, not through circumstance, not through sudden inspiration, but through mastery, through the patient, deliberate shaping of your daily habits. The truth is elegantly simple. Your life begins to change the instant your habits change. Not when you feel motivated, not when everything seems aligned, not when luck happens to smile on you, but when your everyday choices start reflecting the future you say you want for yourself. If recently you've felt mentally drained, scattered, unfocused, overwhelmed, or easily discouraged, it is not a sign that you are broken or deficient. It simply means you are running old mental programs, patterns, reactions, and beliefs that no longer serve your growth. Old thoughts, old emotional responses, old limiting beliefs have taken up residence in your mind, and they dictate how you feel and act. But the beautiful thing about your brain is that it is not fixed. It is plastic. It is rewritable. It is fully capable of adaptation. It is waiting for new instructions, and those instructions are your habits. Every time you choose to move your body rather than scroll your phone, you carve a new neural pathway. Every time you choose to complete a task instead of abandoning it midway, you reinforce your capacity for self-trust. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen your clarity and mental composure. Every time you choose discomfort over avoidance, you build resilience. And each small, deliberate act of growth expands your mind's ability to think, act, and respond differently. This audio is not meant merely for entertainment. It is designed for training, for repetition, for structure. Because structure is what transforms you. Motivation fades. Excitement ebbs. Feelings fluctuate. But habits, well, habits shape who you are at the deepest level. If you give me the next 90 minutes of your time, I will give you 10 habits that can rewire your mindset from the inside out. 10 habits that cut through mental clutter. 10 habits that rebuild focus, sharpen clarity, restore discipline, elevate energy, and reset the way you perceive yourself. Each habit is simple, practical, and actionable. They are not theories, not abstract philosophy. They are daily practices designed to recondition your brain, to help you think more effectively, feel lighter, and move forward with confidence, precision, and consistency. Before we dive into these habits, take a moment to picture your future self, 1 year from now. Not an idealized, flawless version of you, but the version that stayed consistent. The one who didn't quit on day 3. The one who continued showing up even when it felt boring, slow, or unnoticed. Imagine who that person is. How do they think? How do they carry themselves? How do they respond to stress, fear, doubt, distraction, or insecurity? The gap between who you are now and who you want to become is built on habits. Brick by brick, day by day, decision by decision. Most people fail to change because they underestimate the power of small, repeated actions. They believe that transformation demands enormous effort, dramatic sacrifices, or radical upheaval. In reality, the opposite is true. Your brain changes not through grand gestures, but through repetition, through consistency, through the accumulation of tiny, seemingly insignificant actions repeated every day. One glass of water will not change your health overnight, but daily hydration reshapes your system. One focused morning doesn't suddenly transform your mind, but a morning ritual, repeated daily, rewires your focus. One short walk doesn't immediately shift your energy, but moving your body consistently rewires your mood. 1 minute of reflection doesn't produce clarity instantly, but journaling each night reshapes your awareness over time. This is how your mindset transforms, slowly, steadily, silently, beneath the surface. The roots grow long before the branches appear. The foundation strengthens long before results become visible. And if you can accept that truth, not fight it, not rush it, not resent it, you gain the ability to change anything. In this training, you will not be asked to do the impossible. You will not be asked to achieve perfection. You will not be asked to overhaul your life overnight. But you will be asked to make choices, to commit, to show up, and to follow through. We will explore 10 habits, each designed to train a distinct aspect of your mindset. Focus, discipline, self-trust, energy, clarity, resilience, awareness, learning, boundaries, and consistency. Each habit represents a small shift with a disproportionately large psychological return. Each can be integrated into your day within minutes, yet each has the potential to change how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to the world around you. This is a blueprint for a stronger mind, a sharper mind, a calmer mind, a mind that works with you, not against you. As you listen, don't merely absorb the words. Visualize yourself practicing them. Imagine how your days would feel with these habits fully in place. Picture your confidence growing as your discipline strengthens. Envision your stress diminishing as your clarity expands. Imagine your mindset rewiring itself into something steadier, cleaner, more powerful. The truth is this: your mindset is not fixed. Your patterns are not permanent. Your story is not locked in place. Everything can be rewritten, and it begins with your habits. So take a breath, sit up, listen with intention, and prepare for the first habit. Your new mindset begins now. Change is never a single moment. It unfolds gradually, quietly, and often imperceptibly, through repeated actions that accumulate over days, weeks, and months. Every small choice you make sends signals to your brain, instructing it on how to operate, what to prioritize, and who to become. One action on its own may seem trivial, almost meaningless, but repeated consistently, it transforms your internal wiring, establishing new patterns that become automatic over time. Each deliberate act, no matter how minor it appears, is a building block in shaping a stronger, sharper, and more focused mind. Your mind has been molded by everything you've thought, felt, and done until this very moment. Every habit you have ever followed, every distraction you indulged in, every pattern of avoidance, all of it has left an imprint on the way you think and feel. Yet the same mind that has been shaped can also be reshaped. Every habit you introduce, every behavior you repeat, every small decision you make today rewrites your neural pathways. Your focus, energy, clarity, and resilience are all flexible. They are not fixed. You are not a prisoner of past patterns. You are the architect of your future self. Many people wait for dramatic signs or sudden bursts of motivation to initiate change. They hope for inspiration or the perfect timing to arrive before taking action. That waiting is precisely what keeps them trapped. Life rarely offers perfect conditions for growth. The moments that truly define your progress are created by your own consistent choices, not by chance. Each habit you form, each action you take deliberately, is a signal that growth matters more than comfort, that discipline is more important than distraction, and that your future self is worth the investment today. Think of habits as messages to your nervous system. Every time you repeat a constructive habit, your brain learns to expect and reinforce those actions. Over time, repetition transforms these choices from deliberate effort into natural, effortless behavior. The mental energy you once spent resisting bad patterns can now be devoted to thinking clearly, creating intentionally, and moving toward your goals. This is the power of habits. They compound silently, invisibly, until the results are undeniable. Before we move into the specific habits, it's essential to understand the principle underlying all transformation. Small, consistent actions create enormous cumulative effects. 1 minute of focused attention may not seem significant, but over a week, a month, and a year, it reshapes your entire cognitive landscape. One choice to prioritize clarity over distraction may feel inconsequential in the moment, but repeated daily, it builds a mind capable of handling complexity, resisting stress, and responding with precision. The results of these choices are not immediate, but they are inevitable if you commit and repeat them consistently. This journey is not about temporary bursts of motivation, shortcuts, or quick fixes. It is about the methodical, disciplined application of small but powerful actions that reshape the way you think, feel, and respond. It is about creating a foundation that supports growth even when external circumstances are difficult, when emotions fluctuate, and when distractions abound. By mastering your habits, you regain control over your mind, your focus, and your life. The 10 habits we will explore are designed to systematically address every key aspect of mental performance. They target awareness, focus, discipline, energy management, resilience, intentionality, learning, boundaries, reflection, and gratitude. Each habit complements the others. Taken together, they form a framework that not only improves your thinking, but also strengthens your emotional resilience, sharpens your decision-making, and expands your capacity to act deliberately in every area of life. Imagine applying these habits consistently. Picture the subtle, almost imperceptible shifts that begin to take place. Your mornings are deliberate, your mind is alert, your energy abundant, your focus protected. You navigate distractions with intention. You face discomfort with courage. You complete tasks fully, honor your boundaries, continue learning, and recognize the value of every small step. Over time, these practices compound, rewiring your brain, refining your identity, and fundamentally changing the way you experience life. Now we begin the practical work. The first habit is awareness. Awareness is the foundation of all transformation because you cannot change what you fail to notice. It requires observing your thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment. Notice when your mind drifts, when you resist doing what matters, when you settle for mediocrity instead of striving for improvement. Awareness is not just noticing mistakes, it is recognizing patterns, triggers, and habits that dictate your behavior. By bringing these patterns into conscious view, you create the opportunity to intervene and redirect them deliberately. The second habit is consistency. Action alone is not enough. It must be repeated to be effective. One attempt to focus or act intentionally may feel productive, but it is repetition that rewires the brain. Every day that you show up, even when it feels tedious or difficult, you strengthen neural pathways that support discipline and resilience. Consistency compounds. It is the repeated application of small efforts that builds momentum, gradually transforming temporary actions into lasting change. The third habit is intentional focus. In a world overloaded with distractions, focus is your most valuable resource. Consciously choosing where to direct your attention allows you to accomplish more in less time and with greater clarity. Protect your focus from trivial interruptions. Prioritize the tasks that truly matter. Guard your attention as you would your most precious asset, because your ability to focus determines the quality of every thought, decision, and action you take. The fourth habit is embracing deliberate discomfort. Growth does not occur in comfort zones. Each time you willingly step into challenge, you strengthen resilience, confidence, and mental toughness. Discomfort signals opportunity. It is the tool that allows you to expand capacity and fortify character. By seeking challenges, by doing what feels difficult, you are not punishing yourself. You are training your mind to handle adversity with composure and courage. The fifth habit is reflection. Reflection allows you to process your experiences, evaluate your choices, and learn from both successes and setbacks. Without reflection, mistakes repeat unconsciously. With reflection, insight emerges, strategies refine, and progress accelerates. Taking the time to assess your actions, thoughts, and emotional responses creates self-awareness, strengthens judgment, and enhances the ability to act with precision in the future. The sixth habit is deliberate movement. The mind and body are interconnected. Physical activity sharpens cognitive function, increases energy, and supports emotional stability. This does not require intense workouts or complicated routines. Simple, intentional movement, walking, stretching, deep breathing, or short exercise sessions stimulates the nervous system, invigorates the brain, and strengthens focus. Daily movement signals to your body and mind that you are engaged, alert, and ready to perform. The seventh habit is energy management. Maintaining focus, resilience, and productivity is impossible without managing your energy. Sleep, nutrition, and recovery are non-negotiable. Treat your energy like a currency. Guard it, replenish it, and spend it intentionally. Avoid activities that deplete you unnecessarily and embrace those that restore vitality. High energy levels amplify focus, decision-making, and persistence, creating the foundation for consistent achievement. The eighth habit is boundary setting. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are the scaffolding that protects your focus, time, and mental clarity. Saying no to unnecessary commitments, distractions, and low-value obligations is essential. Each boundary you establish communicates to your mind and your environment what is important and what is not. By defending your space, you allow yourself the freedom to concentrate on what truly matters, to act intentionally, and to preserve energy for the habits and actions that build your future self. Boundaries also reinforce self-respect, discipline, and emotional stability, providing a framework within which growth can occur consistently. The ninth habit is continuous learning and adaptation. The brain thrives on challenge, novelty, and curiosity. Seek out new ideas, skills, and perspectives that stretch your understanding. When you stop learning, your mind stagnates and growth halts. Incorporating learning into your daily routine keeps your cognitive abilities sharp, expands problem-solving capacity, and fosters a mindset capable of handling complexity with confidence. Adaptation is equally important. Life is unpredictable, and flexibility in thought and behavior ensures that you remain effective even when circumstances change. Learning and adaptation, practiced daily, strengthen not only knowledge, but also mental agility and resilience. The 10th habit is gratitude and acknowledgement. Recognizing your progress, appreciating small wins, and valuing your efforts rewires your brain toward abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude enhances emotional resilience, improves mental clarity, and strengthens motivation. Acknowledgement of progress, even incremental, reinforces identity and self-discipline. Daily practice of gratitude is not a superficial exercise. It is a strategic tool that aligns your mindset with growth, optimism, and consistent action. Each of these 10 habits is a building block. Alone, they have power. Combined, they create a system, a framework that reshapes your mental patterns, strengthens self-trust, enhances focus, and cultivates energy and clarity. The power of these habits lies not in complexity, but in consistent, deliberate practice. Over time, they compound, reinforcing each other and generating a momentum that cannot easily be reversed. Imagine the cumulative effect of practicing all 10 habits consistently. Your mornings begin with intention. Your focus is protected, your energy managed, your body moved. You face challenges rather than avoiding them. Tasks are completed fully, boundaries are respected, learning is ongoing, and gratitude is practiced daily. These actions, repeated day after day, quietly rewire your neural pathways, strengthening your identity and transforming how you think, feel, and respond to the world. This process is not instantaneous. It is not about dramatic, immediate results. Real transformation is subtle, cumulative, and continuous. Yet, it is inevitable if you commit to these daily practices. The small, disciplined choices you make today lay the groundwork for a future self who is stronger, calmer, more resilient, and fully capable of navigating life with clarity and confidence. Now, let's explore the first habit in detail. Awareness. Awareness is more than just noticing what is happening around you. It is a deep, conscious recognition of your own mental and emotional states. To cultivate awareness, observe your thoughts without judgment. Notice when your mind drifts, when resistance arises, when you choose comfort over action. Awareness allows you to identify the patterns that have kept you stuck and provides the opportunity to intervene consciously. It is the lens through which all other habits gain clarity and purpose. Without awareness, actions become mechanical. With awareness, each action becomes intentional and aligned with your goals. The second habit, consistency, ensures that the actions you take are not random or fleeting. It is repetition, not occasional bursts of effort, that rewires the brain. Showing up every day, even when motivation is low, reinforces the neural pathways of discipline, focus, and resilience. The compounding effect of daily practice cannot be overstated. One action repeated consistently builds momentum, strengthens identity, and makes change inevitable. The third habit, focused attention, is about protecting your mind from unnecessary distraction. In a world overflowing with stimuli, attention is your most valuable currency. By intentionally directing your focus toward what truly matters, you increase productivity, mental clarity, and emotional control. Protecting your focus is not optional, it is essential. Each distraction you avoid, is an investment in the clarity and effectiveness of your mind. The fourth habit, deliberate discomfort, is the habit of stepping into challenges and intentionally facing what feels difficult. Growth never occurs within comfort zones. Every encounter with discomfort strengthens resilience, confidence, and adaptability. Discomfort is a signal of opportunity. Each moment you embrace it trains your mind and body to endure, adapt, and thrive in ways that comfort never could. The fifth habit, reflection, allows you to process experiences, evaluate outcomes, and adjust future actions. Reflection turns mistakes into lessons, stagnation into growth, and uncertainty into insight. Taking time to reflect daily fosters awareness, sharpens judgment, and ensures that progress is guided by intention rather than chance. The sixth habit is movement. Movement is more than physical exercise. It is a mechanism for energizing the mind and body simultaneously. Physical activity stimulates circulation, increases oxygen flow, releases endorphins, and primes the nervous system for focus and clarity. Daily movement, whether through walking, stretching, or intentional exercise, reinforces mental alertness, boosts mood, and strengthens discipline. Small actions consistently applied compound into substantial improvements in both energy and cognitive performance. The seventh habit is energy management. Mental clarity and performance depend on maintaining a high level of personal energy. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, and recovery are the foundations of this energy. Guarding your energy is critical. Avoid unnecessary drains, prioritize restorative activities, and recognize that high energy levels amplify focus, decision-making, and resilience. Treat your energy as a precious resource, one that requires daily care and intentional allocation. The eighth habit is boundary setting. Boundaries protect your mental space and ensure that your time is devoted to what truly matters. Saying no to distractions, irrelevant obligations, and low-priority activities reinforces discipline and focus. Boundaries are not limitations, they are enablers of growth. By maintaining them, you preserve the capacity to act intentionally, concentrate on priorities, and cultivate a mindset conducive to sustained success. The ninth habit, learning and adaptation, ensures ongoing mental growth. Engage continuously with new skills, ideas, and challenges. Your brain thrives on novelty and complexity. Learning prevents stagnation, sharpens problem-solving skills, and enhances flexibility. Adaptation ensures you remain effective in dynamic circumstances. Daily learning, combined with reflective adaptation, strengthens cognitive capacity, reinforces resilience, and fosters confidence in navigating uncertainty. The 10th habit is gratitude and acknowledgement. Gratitude rewires perception, shifting the brain from scarcity to abundance. Recognizing achievements, appreciating effort, and reflecting on growth reinforces motivation, strengthens identity, and enhances emotional resilience. Acknowledgement of small victories sustains momentum and encourages the repetition of constructive habits, creating a reinforcing cycle of psychological and behavioral growth. The integration of these 10 habits produces a compounded effect that is greater than the sum of its parts. Each habit reinforces the others. Awareness amplifies reflection. Consistency strengthens focus. Deliberate discomfort enhances resilience. Movement improves energy. Boundaries protect attention. Learning expands perspective. Gratitude reinforces commitment. Together, these habits create a self-reinforcing system that gradually rewires the brain, cultivating a more capable, confident, and resilient identity. Imagine practicing these habits daily, without skipping a single opportunity. Your mornings begin intentionally, your energy is abundant, your focus is sharp, your tasks are completed fully, Challenges are faced head-on, learning continues uninterrupted, and gratitude is expressed consistently. Each repetition strengthens neural pathways, gradually solidifying these behaviors into automatic patterns. Over time, these habits produce a mind that is clearer, more disciplined, and more capable of handling complexity, stress, and unexpected events. Transformation through habits is subtle, slow, and cumulative. Results are rarely immediate, yet they are inevitable with persistence. The compounding power of small, consistent actions ensures that today's choices create tomorrow's capabilities. The brain, trained through deliberate habit formation, develops the capacity to think more clearly, act more decisively, and respond more effectively under pressure. This is the essence of mental mastery. Even when external circumstances fluctuate, motivation wanes, or distractions abound, habits sustain progress. They provide stability, structure, and reliability. They are the scaffolding upon which your future self is built. By following these practices consistently, you gradually shift your identity from someone reactive, distracted, or inconsistent into someone intentional, focused, and capable of achieving their desired outcomes. Now, let us examine each habit in context, exploring how they manifest in daily life. Awareness allows you to notice the impulses that drive decisions, the emotional triggers that derail focus, and the thought patterns that reinforce limiting beliefs. Consistency ensures that these observations translate into repeated, constructive action. Focus directs energy toward meaningful endeavors. Deliberate discomfort trains resilience and courage. Reflection converts experience into insight. Movement energizes the mind and body. Energy management sustains performance. Boundaries preserve intentionality. Learning and adaptation expand capability. Gratitude and acknowledgement reinforce progress. Applied together, these habits cultivate a fully integrated mindset, capable of navigating life's complexities with skill and composure. They teach you to act deliberately, to respond rather than react, and to maintain clarity under pressure. The synergy of these habits is what produces lasting transformation. No single habit is sufficient on its own. It is their consistent, combined application that rewires the brain and reshapes identity. Daily integration is key. Without regular practice, these habits remain theoretical. With consistent repetition, they become automatic, reliable, and resilient. The compounding effect ensures that the benefits increase over time. As habits are reinforced, mental clarity improves, focus deepens, emotional resilience strengthens, and the ability to act intentionally becomes second nature. Over months and years, the cumulative impact is profound, shaping a future self who is significantly more capable, disciplined, and confident than the present self. Consider the process like building a neural architecture. Each habit is a brick. Each repeated action is mortar, connecting the bricks and solidifying the structure. Over time, a complex, resilient framework emerges, one capable of supporting increasingly ambitious goals, sustaining performance under stress, and maintaining clarity amidst distraction. Each habit strengthens the others. Awareness enhances reflection. Consistency amplifies focus. Discomfort builds resilience. Movement and energy management support sustained performance. Boundaries create space for learning. Gratitude reinforces identity. Adaptation ensures flexibility. Together, these habits create a fully interconnected system, self-reinforcing and self-sustaining. Your commitment is essential. Change is not instantaneous, but it is cumulative. The process requires patience, dedication, and deliberate effort. Each day that you apply these habits contributes to the construction of a future self capable of achieving more than you might imagine today. The journey is as important as the destination. Through disciplined repetition, awareness, and integration, you cultivate a mind that is strong, adaptable, focused, and resilient. A mind that aligns with the life you want to live. Finally, envision your life with these habits fully integrated. Your mornings are intentional. Your energy is managed. Your focus is protected. You embrace challenges. Tasks are completed thoroughly. Learning continues. Boundaries are respected. Gratitude and acknowledgement shape your perception of progress. Every action compounds, gradually reshaping your mind, reinforcing identity, and increasing capability. Transformation is not a sudden event. It is the cumulative result of consistent, deliberate practice. Your future self is determined by the choices you make today. Each decision, each action, each habit compounds into a powerful trajectory for growth. By committing to these 10 habits, you establish a mental framework that produces clarity, resilience, focus, and self-trust. This is not theory. It is a blueprint for lasting change. The power to evolve, to become stronger, sharper, and more capable, resides entirely in your hands. It begins now. One choice at a time. One habit at a time. One day at a time. The process is simple in principle, but profound in effect. Your mind, your habits, your identity, they are all yours to build, and the foundation is laid in the actions you take today. Walk outside, shake out your arms, stretch your back, take a deep, deliberate breath, adjust your posture. Your emotions follow your body. If you stay still while your mind is overwhelmed, the overwhelm grows. But if you move your body, it begins to dissolve. Movement is therapy. Movement is grounding. Movement is release. Why does this habit rewire your mindset? Because your mindset is not only mental, it is physical. It lives in your nervous system, your energy, your breath, your circulation, your posture, your muscle tension, and your overall vitality. Movement rewires your mindset because it increases dopamine naturally and healthily. It stabilizes serotonin. It reduces cortisol. It sends oxygen to your brain. It stimulates neuroplasticity. It improves cognitive performance. It enhances emotional resilience. It strengthens motivation. It builds discipline. It reinforces identity. Movement teaches your brain that you are not passive. You are active. You are not stuck. You are capable. You are not fragile. You are strong. You are not collapsing. You are rising. This is not about workouts. This is about self-leadership. This is about identity. Who do you become with this habit? You become someone who creates their own energy. Someone who takes ownership of their physical state. Someone who doesn't wait for motivation, but generates it. Someone whose mind feels sharper, clearer, calmer, stronger, alive because their body is alive. Someone who moves through life with intention, not stagnation. Movement becomes your anchor, your foundation, your baseline, your identity. You move daily, not because you have to, but because it makes you better in every way. Move to think better. Say it when you feel tired. Say it when you feel stuck. Say it when you want clarity. Say it when emotions get heavy. Say it when your mind loses focus. Move to think better. Move to feel better. Move to live better. Now that your energy is reclaimed and your mental clarity is stabilized through movement, it is time to turn inward. The next habit strengthens emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and inner peace. Journaling, even for just a few minutes, can quiet your mind, reveal your patterns, and reshape your internal dialogue. Most people never pause long enough to listen to their thoughts. They move from task to task, thought to thought, emotion to emotion, without ever observing what is happening inside. They do not slow down to notice fears, triggers, desires, patterns, beliefs, or the stories they have been telling themselves for years. Because they never look inward, they remain strangers to themselves. This is why journaling, even a few minutes of intentional writing, is one of the most powerful habits for rewiring your mindset. Not because writing itself is magical, but because awareness is the foundation of transformation, and journaling is the most direct path to awareness. You cannot change what you cannot see. You cannot improve what you cannot name. You cannot control what you cannot understand. Most people do not lack discipline. They lack clarity. Most people do not lack motivation. They lack self-awareness. Most people do not lack direction. They lack the ability to hear their own internal signals. Before we discuss journaling as a daily practice, let's start with the pain, the truth most people avoid. Most people live in mental chaos. Their thoughts run fast but without structure. Emotions spike quickly but without understanding. Reactions feel automatic but not intentional. Decisions feel impulsive, not grounded. The inner world feels loud but disorganized. They do not know why they get triggered. They do not know why they repeat mistakes. They do not know why certain fears keep returning, why certain patterns loop, why certain emotions recur. They think this confusion is normal. They think chaos is part of life. But really, it is the result of unprocessed thoughts and unexamined emotions. Your mind is not the enemy. It is simply full of things you haven't made space to understand. When you don't pause to reflect, your emotions drive your decisions. When you don't clarify your thoughts, your fears shape your choices. When you don't sort through patterns, your past dictates your future. This is the pain. Confusion is not weakness. It is a signal that reflection is needed. And the truth most people never realize: journaling is not about writing. It is about thinking clearly. You don't write to impress, to look poetic, to keep perfect sentences, or to record your day like a diary. You write to understand. You write to observe. You write to organize your inner world. You write to create space between your emotions and your identity. Journaling is the fastest way to see what your mind has been trying to tell you. Let's break this habit into a system you can use every day. Step 1. Ask the 3 clarity questions. Journaling is powerful because it forces your mind to slow down long enough to examine itself. You don't need long sessions, deep essays, or complex prompts. Start simple. Every day, answer 3 questions. 1. What am I avoiding? Avoidance reveals fear. Avoidance reveals truth. Avoidance reveals opportunities for growth. Every time you name what you are avoiding, its power weakens. 2. What do I want right now? Desire shows direction. Your mind always knows the next step, even when life feels chaotic. Writing it down gives that desire shape, structure, and clarity. 3. What do I need to let go of? Holding on to old fears, stories, mistakes, and versions of yourself is the fastest way to stay stuck. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means freeing mental space. These 3 questions create awareness, calm, and alignment. They form the foundation of self-ownership. Step 2. Write without judgment. Most people struggle with journaling because they try to write perfectly. They try to impress themselves with thoughtful sentences. They try to organize their writing like an essay. They try to make it flawless. Journaling is not literature. Journaling is honesty. Messy is allowed. Chaotic is allowed. Incomplete is allowed. Emotional is allowed. Contradictory is allowed. Raw is allowed. You are not writing to be read. You are writing to be understood. Your journal is the one place where you do not need to perform. You only need to reveal. Step 3. Keep it short but consistent. You don't need 30 minutes. You don't need multiple pages. You don't even need full sentences. You need consistency. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes at most. Enough time to check in with your mind. Enough time to organize your thoughts. Enough time to release emotional weight. A short daily reflection rewires your brain far more effectively than a long session once a week. Consistency builds clarity. Clarity builds confidence. Confidence builds identity. Step 4. Use journaling to regulate your emotions. When emotions rise, anxiety, frustration, sadness, overwhelm, fear, your instinct may be to escape or distract yourself. Journaling offers a healthier alternative. Put your emotions on paper, not to suppress them, not to ignore them, not to fight them, but to understand them. When you write your feelings down, they lose intensity. Emotions shrink when expressed clearly. Thoughts soften when placed in front of you, instead of swirling inside. You take the emotion from your mind and move it to the page. That act alone creates separation, control, and relief. This is emotional regulation. This is cognitive clarity. This is inner leadership. Step 5. Review your patterns weekly. Daily entries are for clarity. Weekly reviews are for transformation. Once a week, read your entries with curiosity, not judgment. Look for patterns. What emotions recur? What fears echo the loudest? What desires appear repeatedly? What triggers keep returning? Which habits help you? Which habits drain you? What thoughts keep looping? Which beliefs feel outdated? Patterns reveal the truth, the real architecture of your mindset. You cannot rewire what you cannot identify. When patterns are seen clearly, change becomes easier, faster, and far more sustainable. Journaling rewires your mindset because it turns the unconscious into the conscious. It transforms mental noise into clarity, chaos into structure, emotion into understanding, reaction into choice. By reflecting consistently, you reduce mental clutter, improve emotional awareness, increase decision-making clarity, strengthen self-trust, deepen focus, reveal blind spots, break recurring cycles, release what you've been carrying, and restore your ability to think clearly and calmly. Journaling alone does not change your life. It changes you, and you change your life. This is inner work. This is mental training. This is alignment between your thoughts, feelings, and actions. It is how you build a mind that leads rather than reacts. Who do you become with this habit? You become someone who understands yourself deeply, someone who does not fear their own thoughts, someone who faces emotions with clarity instead of avoidance, someone who makes decisions consciously, not impulsively, someone who notices patterns early and redirects them wisely. You become grounded, aware, present, and steady. You develop the skill of inner clarity and the strength to look inward without breaking. Write to see clearly. Say it before you journal. Say it when your mind feels heavy. Say it when emotions rise. Write to see clearly. Write to understand. Write to grow. Now that you have learned to clear your inner world through journaling, it is time to build the habit that ensures your mind keeps evolving, not just emotionally, but intellectually. Learning one useful thing every day reshapes your confidence, expands your thinking, and accelerates your personal growth. Chapter 8. Habit 8. Learn. One useful thing every day. Every day, your mind is the most powerful tool you own. But like any tool, it dulls if neglected and sharpens when used consistently. Growth does not happen by accident. Strength does not happen by luck. Clarity does not happen by chance. You strengthen your mind by feeding it the right insights daily, intentionally, consistently. This is why learning one useful thing every day is a habit that rewires your mindset at a deep level. It is simple enough to practice daily, yet powerful enough to transform your perspective, confidence, thinking, and identity over time. Learning is not about collecting information. It is about upgrading your mind. Every insight becomes a tool for decision-making, problem-solving, emotional regulation, communication, discipline, and growth. Without learning, your mind stagnates. You feel stuck because your thinking is stuck. Life feels heavier because your mind lacks new tools. Small problems feel overwhelming. Fear grows faster. Perspective shrinks. Without learning, cycles repeat unnecessarily. But one useful thing each day, one lesson, one insight, or one practical strategy will transform your mind permanently. Step 1. Define what useful means for you. Useful does not mean complicated, does not mean academic or impressive. Useful simply means something that helps you think better, live better, or become better. A useful thing can be a mindset principle, a mental model, a psychological insight, a productivity technique, a life lesson, a financial tip, a communication strategy, a health or wellness insight, or an emotional regulation tool. It can be one sentence that shifts your perspective. You are not learning for entertainment. You are learning for evolution. Once you understand this, your mind becomes hungry for the right input again. Step 2. Keep your daily learning small. Many people fail because they aim too big. Reading an hour every night, taking a full course, studying for 2 hours on weekends. Life gets busy. Motivation fades. Fatigue sets in, and the habit dies. Small learning is better than no learning. 5 pages, 10 minutes, one short video, one paragraph, one insight from a podcast, one note from a mentor. Your brain does not need quantity, it needs consistency. Daily learning builds momentum, and momentum makes growth effortless. Step 3. Capture your insight in a simple system. Learning without remembering creates no change. Learning without applying produces no transformation. Every day, write down the one useful thing you learned. Just one, in a notebook, notes app, or journal. Include why it matters and how you will use it. This process turns information into understanding, and understanding into applied wisdom. This is how your mindset expands, not from what you consume, but from what you record and use. Step 4. Connect learning to life. After learning, ask, where in my life can I use this? This single question converts abstract knowledge into practical growth. Learn a communication technique? Apply it in your next conversation. Learn a mindset principle? Use it during your next challenge. Learn a productivity tip? Implement it tomorrow morning. Learn a financial insight? Apply it in budgeting. Learn an emotional regulation tool? Use it when stress rises. Your brain transforms through application, not passive consumption. Step 5. Build curiosity, not pressure. Don't make learning a chore. Make it exploration. Follow your interests. Dive into topics that excite you. Let learning shape your identity, not inflate your ego. Curiosity makes learning enjoyable. Curiosity keeps it sustainable. Curiosity rewires your mindset faster than discipline alone. Your brain thrives on novelty when it is chosen, not forced. This habit rewires your mindset because learning daily shifts the structure of your thinking. It sharpens intelligence, strengthens emotional stability, builds confidence, expands mental flexibility, reduces stress, provides more tools for life, widens perspective, deepens understanding of yourself and others, breaks cycles caused by confusion and ignorance, enhances neuroplasticity, improves memory, boosts creativity, strengthens decision-making, enhances problem-solving, and builds long-term self-trust. Identity shift. Who you become with this habit. You value growth. You see the world with curiosity, not fear. You evolve daily. You think deeper, clearer, smarter. You have tools instead of confusion. You respond with wisdom instead of reactivity. You invest in yourself consistently. You outgrow old limitations. Your identity becomes, I learn every day. I grow every day. I evolve every day. When learning becomes who you are, improvement becomes automatic. Learn daily. Say it every morning. Say it before opening a book. Say it when your mind feels dull. Say it when you feel stuck. Learn daily, not for perfection, but for evolution. Now that your mind is expanding through daily learning, it is time to confront a habit that protects that growth from being drained. In Chapter 9, you will learn the power of cutting what drains your energy, the people, the habits, the distractions, and the patterns that quietly weaken your mindset. Habit 9. Cut what drains your energy. Your energy is your life force. It fuels your mindset, your discipline, your confidence, your focus, and your emotional stability. Every part of your inner world depends on it. When your energy is high, life feels manageable. Challenges seem smaller. Progress feels possible. Discipline feels doable. When your energy is low, everything feels heavier, even simple tasks. Energy is not only physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. Protecting it is crucial. Step 1. Identify your energy leaks. You cannot cut what you cannot see. Spend a few minutes listing everything that drains you, large or small. People who leave you anxious, tense, drained, or irritated. Habits that steal your time, focus, or peace. Digital noise, apps, notifications, platforms that clutter your mind. Physical environments that weigh on you instead of supporting you. Mental loops that keep you stressed. Responsibilities that no longer align with your values. Awareness is your first act of self-respect. Step 2. Remove 3 small drains immediately. Start small. Toxic group chats, cluttered corners, draining social media accounts, useless subscriptions, obligations you no longer want, habits that waste your mornings. Removing small drains builds momentum. Momentum builds clarity. Clarity builds confidence. This teaches your brain to expect alignment, not exhaustion. Step 3. Set 1 non-negotiable boundary. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They protect yourself. Choose one area where you will stop energy leaks. Stop answering messages instantly. Stop saying yes automatically. Stop absorbing others' emotions. Stop engaging in topics that drain you. Stop overcommitting. Stop being available 24/7. A boundary is a rule you honor for your inner world. You don't need to explain or defend it. Step 4. Create a minimum energy standard. Build your life around what strengthens you, not what drains you. For example, I don't stay in disrespectful conversations. I don't spend time with people who constantly complain. I don't argue fruitlessly. I don't participate in habits that weaken me. I don't tolerate environments that suffocate clarity. This rewires your identity. You see yourself as someone who protects their mind because it matters. Step 5. Add daily energy boosters. Cutting drains is only half of the habit. Fuel yourself intentionally. Boosters include morning light, hydration, movement, deep breathing, clean spaces, nature, silence, healthy conversations, learning, fresh air, inspiring content, and sleep. Removing drains and adding boosters makes life lighter, calmer, clearer, and more manageable. This is energy architecture, restructuring your life so your mind functions at its best. Why this habit rewires your mindset? because energy shapes patience, focus, discipline, confidence, attitude, productivity, emotional intelligence, stress handling, decision-making, and resilience. High energy unlocks a stronger, more capable version of you. Low energy traps you in cycles you are capable of rising above, but can't because you are depleted. By cutting drains, you reclaim power. Clarity returns. Discipline strengthens. Self-worth rises. Mindset shifts from survival to strength. You stop letting life happen to you. You start designing it. Identity shift. Who you become with this habit. Someone who values time and energy, chooses alignment over obligation, protects their peace, surrounds themselves with energizing people, refuses unnecessary emotional weight, lives lighter because the mind feels lighter, and leads themselves instead of being pulled around by external demands. Your identity becomes, my energy matters. I protect it with intention. Say it when drained, pressured, or tempted to overcommit. Protect your energy always. Now that you've strengthened your energy and removed what weakens your mindset, it's time for the final habit, the habit that binds everything together. Consistency, not perfection. Chapter 10. Build consistency, not perfection. Perfection is a trap. Consistency is freedom. Most people remain stuck, not due to lack of talent or desire, but because they believe they must perform perfectly to grow. They wait for the perfect moment, perfect routine, perfect energy, perfect mindset. Perfection never comes, so progress never begins. This final habit is crucial because consistency transforms everything you've built into permanent identity. All the habits you've learned, intention, focus, strength, completion, creation, movement, reflection, learning, energy protection, they only reshape your life if repeated, not perfectly, not impressively, but consistently. Before building this habit, face the truth about human pain. Most people punish themselves for inconsistency, shame themselves for missing a day, quit when interrupted, collapse when life interferes. Growth is not all or nothing. Missing once doesn't mean failure forever. Perfection destroys more dreams than failure ever will. It kills momentum, confidence, discipline, joy, identity. You don't need perfection to win. You need to keep going. Step 1. Focus on the minimum version, not the perfect version. The minimum version is the simplest expression of a habit you can complete even on your worst day. 1 minute of movement, 1 page of reading, 1 sentence of journaling, 1 intentional breath, 1 small, clutter-free action, 1 reframed thought, 1 uncomfortable step, 1 focused block of 5 minutes. Lower the entry point, remove resistance, remove excuses, build momentum. Your brain doesn't need perfection, it needs connection, a signal that says, we're still doing this. The minimum version keeps the habit alive. Step 2. Stop all or nothing thinking. If I can't do it fully, I won't do it at all. If I missed one day, I failed. If I'm inconsistent this week, I should stop. These beliefs are traps created by fear. Growth is something or nothing. Something always outperforms nothing. The most powerful people aren't perfect, they are persistent. Let your new rule be, never zero. A small version beats a skipped day every time. Step 3. Apply the 2-day rule. You may miss 1 day, never 2 in a row. Miss 1 day? Fine. Come back tomorrow. Miss 2 days consecutively, the habit begins to die. Momentum breaks, identity weakens. The 2-day rule protects your progress without demanding perfection. It keeps your habits alive without overwhelming your schedule. Flexibility without sacrificing discipline. Step 4. Track consistency, not performance. Many track results, intensity, outcomes. But results fluctuate. Outcomes are unpredictable. What rewires identity is showing up. Use a simple tracker, a calendar, notes app, habit app, or journal. Mark the days you showed up, regardless of size. Visual proof builds confidence. Streaks build momentum. Identity builds itself. This is not productivity. This is proof. Patterns teach your brain. This is who we are now. Step 5. Forgive quickly. Restart immediately. Guilt destroys consistency. Shame destroys growth. Self-criticism kills progress faster than failure. You will miss days, slip, fall behind. This is normal. The problem isn't missing. The problem is quitting. Forgive fast. No drama, no self-punishment, no spiraling. New rule: restart immediately. Restarting builds resilience, identity, and strength. Consistency is not about never falling. It's about always returning. Why this habit rewires your mindset? Because consistency rebuilds your identity from the ground up. Every time you show up, especially on days you don't feel like it, you teach your brain, I keep going. I don't disappear. I don't need perfection. I finish what I start. I can trust myself. I am disciplined. I am becoming stronger. This becomes your new baseline. Once identity changes, behavior follows effortlessly. Consistency rewires your brain through repetition, neural reinforcement, emotional stability, reduced decision fatigue, strengthened self-trust, increased motivation, lower resistance, and predictable progress. Consistency is mental architecture. It builds the life you want through small, repeated signals. Perfection builds nothing. Consistency builds everything. Identity shift: who you become with this habit. Someone unshakable, who doesn't rely on motivation, who doesn't quit over minor setbacks, who adapts, adjusts, and moves forward even through chaos. Someone who doesn't wait for perfect. They work with what they have. Someone whose habits become part of their identity. You become reliable to yourself, the most powerful identity anyone can carry. Do it daily, not perfectly, not impressively, not dramatically, just daily. Daily builds the person you want to be and the mind you want to have. You have learned 10 habits, 10 anchors, 10 tools that can reshape your inner world at a level most people never experience. But a journey like this deserves closure, integration, and a final message that ties it all together. You didn't listen to this audiobook just for temporary inspiration. You came because something inside was ready for change, ready for clarity, discipline, peace, strength, control over your mind. Something inside was done with cycles that no longer serve you. Now you have the tools: 10 habits, 10 levers, 10 anchors for a stronger life. Each habit alone can shift your mind. Together, they reshape your entire identity. Before stepping into the next chapter of your life, hear this clearly. Nothing changes unless you begin. Everything changes once you do. Transformation doesn't happen in dramatic moments. It happens in quiet choices, consistent actions, small daily decisions, habits repeated when no one is watching, standards you set for yourself, discipline built when inconvenient. Life rises not because you wish it, but because you choose to build it. Every day you train your mind with intention, awareness, discipline, clarity, and presence. These daily repetitions reshape how you think, feel, respond, and show up. Recall moments when you felt strong, clear, capable. They didn't come from luck. They came from alignment. And alignment is something you can create today, tomorrow, and every day after. The habits you've learned are more than routines. They are tools for identity. They teach your mind who you are becoming. When you start your morning with intention, you signal to your brain that you lead your life. When you protect your focus, you show your brain that you direct your attention. Completing one hard task teaches your brain that discomfort is growth. Finishing what you start teaches commitment. Creating more than you consume teaches contribution. Daily movement teaches energy. Journaling teaches clarity. Daily learning teaches expansion. Cutting drains teaches self-respect. Consistency teaches identity. This is how transformation happens, not from wishing, but from wiring. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are early in the process of becoming someone new, and that is the most powerful place to be. Before you close this audiobook, pause. Take a real breath. Feel your shoulders drop. Let your mind settle. Feel your energy return. Let the truth sink into your chest. You are capable of far more than the life you've been tolerating. These habits are not about perfection. They are about alignment. They are about building the life you were meant to live, one deliberate action at a time. Remember, transformation is not a single moment. It is a repeated choice. Some days you will feel strong, some days weak. Some days you will move quickly, some days crawl. But if you keep going, even slowly, you become unstoppable. Do not underestimate what 1 year of consistent, aligned effort can do. Do not underestimate what daily intention can do for your mind. Do not underestimate what keeping your promises to yourself can do for your identity. You have everything you need: tools, clarity, path, and now the responsibility. Take one habit. Practice it today, then tomorrow, then the next day. You don't need to master all 10 at once. Start with one, build, then expand. Your new life does not start when you feel ready. It starts when you begin. And beginning always happens in a single moment, like this one. This is your reminder. You are not a passive character in your story. You are the author. You can rewrite everything. The next chapter of your life has not been written yet, but your habits will decide how it unfolds. Step forward with intention, clarity, and strength. Your new mindset begins now. Every day, every action, every small choice compounds. The habits you've learned are your levers. They create momentum, reinforce your identity, and shape the life you want. You no longer need to wait for motivation, clarity, or perfect conditions. You now have the tools to generate them from within. Alignment becomes natural, energy becomes manageable, focus becomes steady, and discipline becomes automatic. Think of these 10 habits as anchors in your life: movement, journaling, daily learning, energy protection, consistency, reflection, focus, self-leadership, cutting drains, and intentional action. Alone, each habit has power. Together, they are transformative. They reshape not just your daily routines, but your mindset, your identity, and your perception of what is possible. Your life is not defined by circumstances, but by how you respond. Your thoughts are not your master. They are your tool. Your emotions are not your limitation. They are signals to understand and regulate. Your habits are the bridge between who you are today and who you are becoming. Each repetition strengthens that bridge. Each choice reinforces your foundation. The path ahead will have challenges. You will face distractions, fatigue, setbacks, and doubts. That is inevitable. But you are now equipped. You know how to reclaim energy, how to sharpen clarity, how to grow knowledge, how to move with intention, how to reflect, how to protect your peace, how to stay consistent, and how to direct your actions consciously. These tools give you control, not over life itself, but over your experience of it. Remember, transformation is incremental. It is daily. It is in the small choices repeated faithfully. It is in showing up, even when it feels inconvenient. It is in taking one habit, one action, one deliberate step at a time. That is how identity is reshaped, how the mind is rewired, and how a life of purpose, clarity, and strength is built. You have now reached the end of this journey. But truly, this is only the beginning. Your habits are your foundation. Your daily actions are your architect. Your identity is your blueprint. Step forward. Align your energy. Strengthen your mind. Practice your habits. Begin today, continue tomorrow, and persist every day after. Your new life is not something that happens to you. It is something you build, deliberately, consistently, intentionally. The next chapter of your life starts now. Your mindset begins now. You are ready. You are capable. You are the author of your own transformation. Step forward with intention. Step forward with clarity. Step forward with strength. And never forget, it is not perfection that creates change. It is consistent, aligned action, repeated over time.